software for TikTok?
No, it's all in one. Yeah.
So they're not going to ban you for a day every time you do this
I
again?
don't know. I don't know if I honestly don't know if I care.
Straight to jail.
Yeah.
That's the attitude to have,
Chris
honestly.
Chris won't get that because he doesn't know, he hasn't seen a lot of Parks and Recreation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So all right, let's get started. Welcome back to Jedi Enclave. I'm Daniel.
I'm Chris.
And here we are on our set for the first time in what feels like years. The Jedi Enclave presents, this is Podcasting, your weekly podcast about ordinarily Star Wars and Star Wars accessories. But for the next few weeks, we will be the House of the Dragon show because that is the big thing that's happening right now. In fact, to that end, we don't have a ton to talk about otherwise. There isn't a ton happening right now. X-Men 97 is running,
which is fun.
Do you want to give us a quick 3-minute? What do you think about it so far? I've only watched 2 episodes of it.
It's about like if you watch the first season, the second season is more of the same, which is fine because the first season was very good. They're doing a lot of time travel shenanigans to resolve the time travel shenanigans that happened at the very end of last season.
Wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey stuff, yeah.
Yeah, it's just a fun action cartoon. It's not gonna like change the world or like give you deep, profound thoughts on any particular subject, but it's just fun.
Yeah, that's nice. I don't need profound thoughts. I have too many.
Yeah.
What else is?
There was the 9th Jedi trailer.
Right. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that in a second. I know that they've put out a trailer for the Avatar movie, even though it's a movie that most people that care about it have already seen.
I haven't.
Because it leaked, and I mean, I watched it, and
you only peripherally care about Avatar.
Yeah. Well, I am a fan. I mean, I'm a fan of the original Nickelodeon series. I am trying to chew my way through the live action season 2, but it is a little cringy. Like, no one can question the sincerity of the actors involved. But. And there are a couple of standout. Like the guy that plays General Iroh is really good.
Yeah. I mean, you would have to get a really good actor for that role.
Yeah.
He's very impactful and important.
And subtle. He's very subtle and very complicated. The guy that plays him is the same guy that plays the X-Wing pilot in the Mando verse.
Oh.
With the he's got the leather jacket he likes to wear over his jumpsuit.
Yeah, I know
that
who
guy.
You're talking about.
Yeah. And he does a pretty good job. And the kid that plays Aang is good. And then I like the guy that plays Zuko. He's pretty good as well. But it's, I don't know.
Zuko is another one of those really subtle characters.
Yeah, and that actor does a good job at that too.
Good.
That's always my favorite part of Avatar when I watch it is like, oh, Zuko's coming around and he's going to be a part of the guys, It's very crunchy looking. The CG is very crunchy, and it's, I don't know. There's just part of it where it's like I was just watching House of the Dragon, and this looks like shit. So there's that. There was a trailer for the 9th Jedi, which I did not realize how soon that was coming around. That's like next month.
Huh.
So I think
it's pretty sudden.
It's a limited series, I think.
Or movie or something.
I can't remember exactly.
But it looks neat.
It does. I mean, in that first season of Star Wars Visions, for anyone who's confused about, anyone who saw the trailer and is confused about it, and you've not seen Star Wars Visions.
First of all, go watch Star Wars Visions.
Yeah, it's good. And I get that some people just, like, for example, my partner John, who is a Star Wars fan, does not care about Star Wars Visions because he's not really into anime, and he's it's just not his cup of tea and everything. And I know a lot of people, like someone in our Discord, which by the way, go give us a like on Facebook and Twitch, and we're on TikTok. You can find the link to our Discord in the description here. See how I like springboard into that. That was really seamless.
It was not seamless at all.
Someone in I reject your reality and I substitute my own. Someone in our Discord was like, I don't get this. I don't is this canon or
where
is it not
this
canon?
in the timeline?
Yeah, it isn't. It's non-canon just for funsies, right? It's like, what if Star Wars was an anime And sometimes, maybe even in the same area, you'll see some stormtroopers and some clone troopers, and it doesn't necessarily
and it's
make
fine.
sense. Yeah,
It's not canon. It's not trying to be. It's just fun Star Wars
Right.
stuff.
Out of that first season, I think that the Ninth Jedi, which is what this is based on, I like a lot. It might be one of my favorite from that. I don't know. The duel is pretty good. The black and white one is really
hard to
really
beat
good.
that.
Yeah. I feel like I'm in the minority of people who really likes Tatooine Sons, or whatever the one with the really kick ass song in it, where they do the concert, in Tatooine and shit. I love that episode. I think it's great.
I respect your opinion.
Yeah. But the Ninth Jedi it has a killer reveal in it and everything, and it is really carefully written. It has some really good combat and some like really good lightsaber shit. So, and then I think it was the only story that was revisited in season 2, right? Or season 3? What season?
It
are we
was
in?
not the only one, because there was another one with the Ronin in season 3.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
I want to say there was one more as well, but it's eluding me right now.
But they are doing a spin, like its own thing, which will be coming out next month, which we'll be covering because it's Star Wars and there isn't a lot of Star Wars stuff happening. People are realizing that this will be the first year that there isn't a Star Wars Disney Plus show, like a live action show, because Ahsoka got pushed to like nebulously sometime at the beginning of 2027. We don't really know when it's coming out. So yeah, that's what's happening. Tyrone says, "Hey there, what's going on, man?"
General Kenobi. That was wrong. My bad.
What are you supposed to say? Well, you're supposed to correct him and say it's supposed to be hello there.
Yeah,
I think that's the first step. Yeah. All right. Well, let's get on. By the way, our producer Matt is here. I made him watch 8 seasons of Game of Thrones
specifically so he could be here and talk about this.
8 seasons of Game of Thrones, a season of A Night of the Seven Kingdoms, which, by the way, got 7 Emmy nominations.
Really?
Yes. I think we just found out about that last night. That's 7 good. Emmy nominations for that fucking show, by the way. And then we watched 2 seasons of House of the Dragon leading up to this. So
and A Partridge in a Pear Tree.
Yeah. So he is a certified Game of Thrones fan now.
Wish I could do it again.
I'm also just now realizing I have no way to trigger our slideshow.
You may not have thought this cunning plan all the way through.
Oh, you know what? Give me 1 second.
So this is what happens when you drive, Daniel.
Yeah. Well, also, we've not had a showdown here in a bit, so...
Technical difficulties. Nothing is broken. We're almost there. That's the wrong image.
Daniel gets.
That's Ninth Jedi.
Send me the code.
Hey, we did it.
Hey, that's a nice job.
So before we get into this, Matt, say hello so everyone knows you're here.
I already said hello, but hello again.
Okay, well, good. Let's do spoiler free first. Let's start with you two guys, and I'll add in.
I loved the use of music in this episode.
It's so weird. It's good. Go ahead.
There's like very little action in this episode. It's mostly just people just walking around the castle and talking to each other.
Yeah.
And the music, most of the cues are like these really anxiety-inducing string hits.
Yeah, I know.
And like that adds so much to the scene. Like
it's just like one string player like pulling their bow really hard on the like.
Yeah. But
it is really good.
Adds so much to what would otherwise be a fairly dry political drama of an episode.
It's funny that you say there isn't a lot of action in this episode, because that is true. However, there's tons of tension.
Yes.
This is one of the most anxiety-inducing episodes I've ever seen in any of the Game of Thrones shows. And mostly because of like, Rhaenyra trying to figure shit out, but also that music just is wacky. Matt, you got any spoiler-free thoughts before we get going? Anything intelligent to say?
Mean, you guys pretty much put it better than I could, but watching Rhaenyra go through her emotions is quite
She's having a lot of emotions.
Yeah.
We're gonna get into
Quite entertaining.
we're gonna get into spoilers. So if you've not seen this yet, go and watch it and come back and let us know. Also, this is a live stream, so if you want to comment as we go with things that you liked and everything else, do that. Simon said, or is that's not Sir Simon Strong, is it? No, it's not. It's Simon Leocardio. Yeah. So, we'll talk about that.
Simon already.
I think Damon does too. So what's this about? This is about House of the Dragon so far. Then Brian says, "Hey there, how's it going?" So this episode opens
cold open, by the way, which hasn't happened so far this season.
Right, and is fairly rare for the Game of Thrones verse. It's not unheard of, and it's happened more than once, but it's a special treat to have a cold open. There's a conversation that we have with Daemon later on that explains why he acts the way he acts with these dragons behind him. And you can tell that this man worries about nothing. And behind him is his dragon Caraxes, and then Ulf and Silverwing and Hugh Hammer and Vermithor. 3 of the largest dragons in the world, save Vhagar, and they belong to Daemon, right?
Essentially, yes.
Yeah. So Daemon has found the Hightower host. This is what's his name?
I don't know.
Daddy Hightower.
Alice's cousin.
No, her father.
Fuck.
Or no, it's not. Fuck. What is? Oh my god! How can I not remember this?
Otto
Hightower. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is Otto's nephew, which would make him Alicent's cousin, right? He's in charge of the Old Town army, and he has Daeron Targaryen and his dragon Tessarion the Blue Queen with them, right?
And he has a nice jawline.
He does. Also, you'll notice that behind him there is Brasso from Star Wars Andor.
Yeah.
Which he's like, I'm so happy to see him again.
It's good to see that actor again.
You know my favorite part of Andor? Because Joe and I have been watching Andor. There's something really special in the first season of that show with Brasso taking Marva's funeral stone and just freaking out and hitting people with it. It's really good. Anyway, back to
it's what she would have wanted.
Yeah, it is exactly what she would have wanted. Back to the right verse though. So Daemon, I love this hand wave that he does where he's like, look, I wanted to burn you all alive, but Rhaenyra says to if you guys lay down your swords and go back home, you guys can go back to whatever it is you're doing. I don't really give a fuck. I don't care.
The sheer disdain this man has.
Disdain and
for
utter,
everything they stand for.
Disdain and utter boredom. Where he's like, this is so below me.
This is beneath me. You are not even a threat.
Yeah.
Just fucking bend the knee so we can all get out of here.
And then like Otto or fucking Hightower guy. I can't remember. Ormond? Yeah.
Ulf.
No. That's Ulf. Ulf's not a Hightower. However, Daemon was like, Ulf, because Ormond's like, well, what if I wanted to fucking fight you right now? And Daemon looks over at Ulf and he's like, you want to be the Lord of Old Town? And Ulf's like,
kind of
yeah,
I wouldn't mind it.
Yeah, because like Ulf this whole time has been like, I want a castle.
Yeah.
And so in his dumb puny mind right now, he's like, I think he means it. I could be the Lord of Old Town.
Yeah.
Oh my god! And I don't think I got it. But there's a look. Hugh Hammer just like kind of like giggles and looks over and I'm like, you idiot. I like how Daemon called on the dumbest sounding name and the dumbest sounding man to threaten Ormond with. He's like, this man will be in charge of your family if you don't do what I say. And Ormond's like, you know what? Fuck it. He draws his sword and he's like, all right, I bend the knee, and he turns around to the army. He goes,
we're all
done.
going home.
Yeah, we're all going home. Pack up the horses. Let's fucking go. And he like Daemon waits for him to get
like halfway back to his army.
And he's like,
oh, by the way,
I forgot a thing, which is, you want to tell us what the thing is that he forgot?
You have in your company a Targaryen. He will be coming with me, please.
Yeah. I can't be seen to let one of Aegon's heirs or not. I guess he's not Aegon heir. He's one of Viserys' other heirs or whatever.
No, go ahead.
Running around with a dragon of all things.
Yes.
So he's going to come back with me to King's Landing, where we'll take good care of him. He'll be treated kindly.
Yes.
Uh,
He certainly will not be stabbed in his sleep.
yeah, by my wife. So yeah, do that, and I won't burn you alive. And Ormond's like, well, you really don't leave us with much of a choice, do you? And so they bring out fucking Daeron Targaryen, and we'll spoil the big reveal when it gets spoiled in the show. But as I was sitting here watching with Matt as my witness, I called this immediately because we might as well spoil it now. This is not Daeron Targaryen.
Yes.
This is some fucking rando kid, and they got like the hair dye out.
Bleached his hair and said, "You're gonna go with them and pretend to be a Targaryen."
Right. And
even now, looking at this picture, it's crazy. Looking at the dragon's face, it looks like what the fuck?
Yeah, he's like, who the fuck's this guy? I think my reasoning was there's no way that this dragon doesn't freak the fuck out by having his rider taken captive like that. And it was weird to me that Tessarion's just sitting there like, yeah, this is fine. Whatever. He'll come back, I think.
Okay.
So, also proof that
Daemon has never seen the Daeron Targaryen in his life.
Daemon's a terrible uncle. He's not even met his nephew. Like, he's like, looks good enough to me, I guess.
I mean, the hair's right. That's all we care
yeah,
about.
He's got white hair. That's fine. So, back in King's Landing, I like how we open up. This is like a several seconds of like uninterrupted shot of Rhaenyra, kind of waxing poetic about how weird it is to be back here in King's Landing. They're in her father's bedroom where he died, right? And she's going on, and she's like, "Oh, the air is thick with ghosts. Like, there's so many people died here. The struggle and all this and this and this." And in addition to being a bad uncle, Daemon is not the best husband either, because she's like trying to have a moment where she's like, "Wow, everything is surreal, and I'm having trouble bringing it in."
The weight of it all is starting to settle on her.
And Daemon's like, "Okay, whatever. The High Towers have surrendered. We have Alicent's son. Can we get on with it, please?"
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, like, can I stab that kid? Because I really want to stab that kid.
That's his first thing. He's like, we have to kill him, right?
Like, we're going to have to stab that kid.
Yeah. So he's like, and she does some more like,
I will not, I don't want to be the bloodthirsty tyrant.
Right.
I want to be a queen for all the people.
Yeah. She wants to rule the way her father would have wanted her to rule, right?
Yes.
And so he's like, well, in any case, whatever you want to do, we need to start doing it. So they start walking around, and they're kind of planning. And Rhaenyra, in a desperate attempt to be seen as a legitimate royal, wants a coronation, and she wants to be anointed by the Seven, which, wow, sounds like something from The Boys. And she wants tourneys and feasts and all the big stuff that happens when there's a new king, right? She wants that. And they meet up with who they think is Daeron Targaryen. And I think this is so funny, by the way. Rhaenyra is like...
she's trying to be so normal about this.
Yeah, but she's so awkward with him because he's clearly like a little kid. And so she's like, you took up arms against me, the
rightful queen.
Yeah.
What say you?
Yeah. What do you have to say in your defense?
He kind of looks at his feet.
Yeah.
And Daemon's like, hey,
yeah,
when your queen's fucking talking to you, you reply, kid.
This kid doesn't say a fucking thing. He just stares at the floor. And
finally, Rhaenyra's like, just fucking...
You're fine. Take him away. Yeah.
Lock him up.
Oh, the crown's broke.
All right.
By the way.
Because the Lannisters stole all the money.
Which that's what they do. Yeah. Honestly. I think they even... There was a line of dialogue in season 2 where this is not a surprise. Tywin Lannister... Tywin was the...
I think... Pretty sure he was
the master of coin at the time, right? Yeah. Was like, oh, we're going to divide up the gold and send it to different places. And that was what has happened. There is basically no gold left for the crown, which means that they can't even afford to keep the castle running, really, for like more than a week.
let alone the entire kingdom.
Yeah. And he was like, you can bring over some of your gold from Dragonstone, but that's not going to buy us that much time, honestly. So like something has to be done about this. I included this because like they're arguing about how like what to do with the common, because the common people are really put upon.
Yes.
They're all starving to death and everything. And
there was a blockade of the city while the war was going on, and some people are still upset about that.
Yeah.
And like while this argument is going on, the camera just zooms in on Rhaenyra, and one of those like anxious string cues comes in, and like every time I hear that, it's another clue to just how tense Rhaenyra is,
and how this isn't going the way that she thought it was going to
like,
go.
She is discovering just how heavy the crown actually is.
Right, yeah, and I love this line. I put this in here because Damon says, "It is the never-ending inconvenience, this insistence of the people being fed," which is basically like, of course they need fed. Fuck.
Daemon Targaryen may be a son of a bitch, but he's our son of a bitch.
Yeah, he is. I love it. There's no part of that man I don't love, and I realize how problematic and crazy he is. And he murdered his first wife. He married his niece. He has a crime hoodie for murdering people. Like he has a dedicated crime hoodie.
He has a dedicated hoodie for murdering.
And I still love him. I would still die for him. If he existed in real life, I would be like, no, this guy needs to go to jail. But since it's fantasy, I'm like, I'll die for him. He has my sword. So Rhaenyra's first thing is write a letter to Lady Joanna Lannister and ask her about the gold and see what she says. And then also send an email to all the great houses. I demand tribute.
I need some fucking money.
Yes, we need some money.
Mama needs money.
We find out that Rhaenyra has fired her small council
without telling them.
Yeah, she just left him there, Dragonstone. Yeah,
so you guys can fucking stay here. I'm going to.
Which I'm pretty sure her Kingsguard guy is dead now. I think.
Yeah,
because on her way out, she was
like, he can choose how he dies.
Yeah,
and presumably he did.
So because of their treason, stopping her from going to the Battle of the Gullet, she's just like, yeah, those guys are fired. We're gonna leave them there. So that creates another layer of complication for her, which is that she does not have a small council to help her run the kingdom, right? Like this political machine is so large that it takes a lot of people to run it.
Yeah, or ordinarily there would be like half a dozen like administrators,
right? So
who would be doing shit.
Yeah, so the small council is generally like the master of ships, the master of coin, the hand of the queen, the master of laws, who they beheaded in the last episode. The master of whispers, even though Viserys never had one because he thought it was distasteful to have a master of whispers. Usually the Kingsguard, the Lord Commander of the Kingsguard, is on the small council. I feel like there's one more.
Well, regardless, Rhaenyra has Corlys, the hand of the queen. She has
Visaria,
the master of whispers,
mistress of whispers,
even though she might not officially be that yet.
Or she calls her the mistress of whispers. In this episode,
at this point in the scene,
because there's that she weighs in on something, and Daemon turns around and is like, "Who the fuck asked you?" And Rhaenyra's like, "Girl, you need to calm down. That's my mistress of whispers."
Okay, yeah. And then whatever Daemon is doing,
king consort.
Sure,
that's all he needs. Yeah.
So that's 3 out of what's supposed to be like what 7 or 8,
6 or 7, I think. Yeah, at least. Yeah.
So there are some things that are either slipping through the cracks or everyone's trying to talk to the queen. Right.
So Rhaenyra is very frustrated that she feels like she's won the war, but there's still war shit happening out there. Mainly that Aemon and Vhagar are somewhere. Right.
Also the pirates.
Oh, right. Yeah. You want to tell us about that real quick?
Yeah. So at one point, Corlys is like, okay, so the Triarchy's navy is gone, but a whole bunch of pirates washed up on shore, and they're just running around kind of
pillaging. Yeah.
Pillaging. Yeah. They're doing the old R&P, we'll call it.
Pirating.
Yeah.
Yes, piracy. And people aren't too happy about that.
Yeah. Those are the guys that we check in with when Laris and Aegon have their slapstick moment there on the road.
Yep.
So Rhaenyra is like, okay, listen, whoever finds and kills Aemond One Eye, I will just give Harrenhal. Which is really funny because there was this whole conversation in the last episode between Alice Rivers
Yeah.
and Daemon.
Oh my god! Do you think if Alice hears about this, she'll just fucking shank Aemon?
Like Aemon's like laying there on the like she's like about to heal him, and
Yeah.
she's like, "Oh no, fuck that!" And she just kills him. Yeah, that'd be really funny. Because he's like, do you know how hard it would be for you to get Harrenhal? You're not married to a lord. You're just a common fucking. I don't know.
You're a fucking barn owl.
Yeah, you're a barn owl in a person.
Reincarnated bitch.
Yeah. So we can't give you a Harrenhal, and Rhaenyra's like, literally anyone who kills that motherfucker can have Harrenhal. I do not care.
Alice Rivers like sold.
Yeah. So on her way out, she almost trips on a rat, which is we'll call this a recurring theme of the episode.
Yes.
Because Aegon had all the rat catchers hanged in the last season, there are rats everywhere, eating through shit and everything. And it's also a little bit of symbolism for, those people eating away at Rhaenyra's attention and everything. All right. So, this is just a montage of people telling her what's wrong with everything. So this guy is like, the rats are eating all the fucking candles.
We don't have any candles.
Right. This bitch right here is like, the bedroom, the curtains look fucking ugly. We need to change them.
Mm-hmm.
And like everyone else is like, oh, and there's like, we don't have any wine and this, and finally which by the way, Rhaenyra doesn't have a Kingsguard. The city watch guy is just following her around and is like her de facto Kingsguard for the moment, which he even tells her later on. He's like, this is not my job. Like you need to find someone whose job this actually is. He finally like shuts the door and he's like, guys, calm the fuck down. It's our first day. Give us a break. So a very frustrated Rhaenyra goes to where Alicent and Helena are being held soft captives.
Mm-hmm.
And is like, where the fuck's my gold? And Alicent's like,
the fuck are you talking about?
I don't know. And she's like, where the fuck is Sheep Stealer? And she's like, who the fuck's Sheep Stealer? What are you talking about? And she's like, you have to know some of this shit. You were here running everything. Well, she's like, no, not really, because my psycho fucking son took over and fired me. So I don't know what the fuck's happening right now.
I don't know if you've realized this, but women are not exactly held in high esteem in the world.
And we could go, let's go ask Otto Hightower. Oh wait, you killed him.
Helena's like, can we go?
This was actually a really sad line. Because it isn't necessarily what she says, but the fact that she's actually really earnest about this, where she asks if killing Otto Hightower eased her pain over losing Jace. And I think that this is Helena earnestly asking because she's also lost a child and is curious to know if it made Rhaenyra feel better. Because I think she
seemed genuinely curious.
Yes, I think that she probably feels some of that similar pain, and she's like, "Well, hold on, can I just bed someone and I feel better? Because I'll think about it."
Yeah.
And Rhaenyra like doesn't really know how to respond to this, and so she just kind of ignores it, right? And she's like, "Well, honestly, I would have rather killed Aegon." So yeah. She asked her about Sheep Stealer, and she's like, I don't know what the fuck a Sheep Stealer is, but that sounds like your problem and not my problem at all. She points out all the things.
Yeah,
the
everything I promised
had,
happened. Aemon to somewhere else. The guards didn't fire on you. The gates were wide open. You walked in and took the throne.
Yeah. So like,
what more do you want?
Right. So can we go now, please? And Rhaenyra's like, no. I'll make you a deal. When we capture Aemond and his challenge is removed, which is to say when we kill that motherfucker, you guys will be here. You'll be well taken care of. You'll be fed and clothed, and you'll have a maid, and we'll bring your kid so Helena.
We'll let you go out in the God's wood.
Right, yeah. Helena also has a very strange aversion to staying in this room, by the way, and I'm not exactly sure why. Did you notice that? Where she's like, I don't want to stay in this room anymore.
Yeah.
I think we'll find out.
Immediately shut her down.
Yeah.
I think we'll find out eventually.
Yeah. So, yeah. Alicent's like, are you shitting me? And Rhaenyra's like, I wish I was. Also, everything's on fire. I have to go now. So Rhaenyra and Mysaria have a little chat about how surely there must still be some Hightower loyalists, like kind of crawling around like rats.
So Rhaenyra's like, just fucking talk to all the servants quietly on the DL. Just figure out which ones are still loyal to the Hightowers and just kind of replace them.
Yeah. Also, Mysaria is like, so does Alicent know that you have her son? And Rhaenyra's like, no.
And I am not going to tell her.
I didn't know how to bring it up, and that just didn't seem like the appropriate thing. Right as they're having this conversation, we see Rhaenyra's reaction to something, and there's one of those really awkward musical hits. And then we find out that she is seeing literal ghosts in this castle. This in real life has reported to happen to people. This happened to me when my dog Colby died, where it's not like losing a son, but like when someone is in a space that you share really often and they're suddenly gone, like they've died, you mistake them being there all the time. Just because your sensory information is so used to them being there. And there were times where like I thought I heard the jingling of his collar, and it just really freaked me out because it just, I knew that he wasn't there. And she just sees Jace walking around, and it really kind of creeps her out. And she looks, and it's just a servant boy, right? So Rhaenyra comes
down the throne room to meet the head of the religion.
The High Septon.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's like, hey, great. How would you like to anoint me as the new queen of the Seven Kingdoms? And he's like, fuck no.
He's like, I wouldn't like, actually. And his big contention is that he anointed Aegon, and Aegon, as far as anyone knows, is still alive.
Yeah. So Rhaenyra's whole thing is that like no one really knows what Aegon looks like at this point because he's been burned beyond recognition.
We should bring that up. So Alicent floats as an idea. She's like, just have Aegon declared dead, because if they ever find him, they'll never recognize. He looks like a melted fucking candle.
Yeah.
Like no one knows what he looks like. And if he says he's Aegon and like Lair Strong tries to raise him up, to just fucking kill him or whatever, or like just say he's an imposter, right?
So she tries this on the High Septon, and he's like, well, nobody's seen a fucking body.
Yeah, we haven't seen. This is Game of Thrones. If we don't see a body, they're not fucking dead unless their name is Robert's brother, Stannis Baratheon. We never see his body, but he dies. But anyway, I digress. So he's like, I can't do it. Sorry. And that's just how it is. Maybe.
And by the way, don't go making an enemy out of the religion.
Yeah.
Because like we own the small folk.
Yeah.
More than you do.
Yeah.
Shame.
Yeah, shame. Ding, ding, ding. So she tries to appeal to him, and it was like, fucking dragons came to me, and it was epic, and a fucking vision and shit. And he's like, my gods do not deal in dragons. Dragons are not in the Bible. So get the fuck out. And by the way, what a fucking ballsy thing to say to the Queen of fucking Dragons.
Yeah.
I was really ready for her just to be like, cutting your head off. Because remember in A Night of the Seven Kingdoms, they do the little play with the Mummer's dragon, and Aerion
freaking loses his shit.
Because the dragon is slain in the play, and he says that that's treason. Can you imagine what he'd say to this shit? Like, he would have killed the guy on the spot, probably. This is kind of treason against the Targaryen name, because their whole thing is dragons. So he's like, you're like, dragons fucking burn everyone up. They destroy everything, and they make you guys fucking invincible, and I don't like them. So you get the fuck out of here. And she's like, oh, okay. Well,
you're going on the list.
Yeah, you're going on the dragon. You're being fed to a dragon list. Rhaenyra has dinner with Corlys and her two sons.
His sons.
Or his two sons.
He's like, hey, so by the way, this is
the
Adam and
funniest,
Alan.
This is the funniest.
And I've decided to acknowledge them, even though they were
That's
born
not
out
how
of
he
wedlock.
opens it, Chris. He's like, you might have noticed, but these are my sons. And Rhaenyra's like, Corlys, I'm not a racist. I did not assume I did not assume that the only two other black guys in this show were related to you. And he's like, well, they are. So these are my bastard sons. I had it with the shipwright and everything. I want them to be Valerians. And Rhaenyra's like, I'll get back to you on that.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Hold, please.
And so she like just an awkward dinner, generally, right? What is this a shot of?
Oh, is this Rhaenyra
this is
walking around because she can't sleep?
Well, right. Well, she can't sleep in the bed her father died in.
Yeah.
So what does she do? She crawls in bed with Daemon, and I swear to God, it's fucking adorable because he rolls over and he's like, come here, baby, and he like gives her a hug and shit.
Other bed, not the bed that Alicent rode Crispy Cole in.
Well, no, because she would have been in the Queen Dowager's.
Okay.
Or the
Got it.
Queen's quarters, I think. That was the room that Viserys died in. That would have been the room that Aegon was in when she was getting some crispy coal in her vajayjay. Oh, what a weird thing to say. I'm sorry to have said that.
Hey, I say that too sometimes.
Anyway,
So
this is Rhaenyra getting ready to hold court and hear petitions.
yeah, she's getting ready, right?
Mhm.
So she's called for her like handmaiden that who is also like a spy in the CIA or whatever, that like she's sent to like do the disinformation campaign against the High Tower. So she's back, which is like the only person she trusts other than like Mysaria, I think.
Mhm.
Where she's like, okay, so it's my first day in front of the petitioners. Like, what do I wear? I'm gonna look utilitarian and like I'm gonna get shit done. And she's like, well, let's get the jewels. She's like, no, jewels are a little too much. I'm gonna wear the sword. And they're like,
The
ma'am,
sword is a little bit much.
people are gonna think you're gonna swing the sword at them, so maybe don't wear that.
How about this nice chain?
And she's like, you know what? Chain sold. Oh, I'm menstruating. And
Ew.
just like, of course she is.
Yeah.
Like, just imagine do you remember in season 1, Alicent has like a de facto position on the small council because Viserys, she's married to Viserys and everything. He's
Like an apprentice.
yeah, and she like Viserys wasn't doing really bad at this point, but she was just still kind of there. And Rhaenyra tries to offer like an olive branch to her because like Alicent was running around calling her sons bastards, and so she's like, "Hey, let's marry our kids." And then even Alicent, another woman, just dismisses her because she's lactating, right? Where she's like, "Rhaenyra, go clean yourself up. We're not talking about this again." Can you imagine if people knew that her first day hearing petitioners on the Iron Throne, she's menstruating, and how they would just out of hand be like, no, we want a man. So of course this would happen to Rhaenyra on her first day. So she hears petitions. By the way, in her condition, which I am told, and I know I'm very fortunate to have never experienced, is physically taxing,
distracting,
to deal with. Yes,
let's say.
And she still does it, right? And the thing that's interesting about Rhaenyra is that she floats some really reasonable solutions. So this first person here is like, hey, I represent all the people who own sheep and shit.
And all our sheep have been fed to dragons.
Yeah, all our sheep are gone. Also, there's a dragon called Sheep Stealer, just run around stealing sheep. And she's like, well, like, would you?
Okay, look, can we shear the sheep before the dragons eat them?
Yeah,
like that gives you some wool to work with.
Yeah, I like how she's like, yeah, I get that would help a little bit.
Yes, that would help, but it doesn't solve the problem if there are no fucking sheep.
Yeah,
the dragons.
Yeah, it's like if you'd been here 6 weeks ago and told us that, maybe that would have been helpful. But we need 500 gold dragons as an investment to
get more sheep.
Yeah, and she's like, well, we don't have 500 gold dragons. We don't have 5 gold dragons.
Yes.
So we're gonna table this until next week. Get the fuck out. And then the next woman is a woman we know well. She runs the brothel. That she was the first person. Aemon One Eye lost his virginity to her. I think Aegon did as well. Is like, so I was instrumental in your campaign with Massaria to bring the small folk over to your side. And I'm not asking for money. I get that, everything's tough right now, and I understand the way of the world. But this is what happened while fucking Aegon was here and there was a blockade. All the rich people bought up everything and hoarded it, and now the rest of us are starving.
Mm-hmm.
And I like how Rhaenyra's response to this was, is that true? Did that fucking happen?
Yeah.
And Corlys is like, yeah, I probably did.
Yeah.
And this is the part of part of the petition where Rhaenyra is like, how fucking dare they? And so she's like stewing the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
They have a meeting afterwards where Daemon is like, look, the small folk bitch about everything. It's a war. Everyone suffers in a war. And Massaria, knowing what that part of life is in King's Landing, was like, well, you don't suffer very much at all, though, do you, during a war? Like, you're just, at least you're fed, right?
At least you get to fly in a fucking dragon instead of marching through the mud.
Right. The rest of us are starving and freezing. Well, not freezing. They're not in winter. But so she asks, they leave. I also like the one moment where she looks to Corlys and she's like, Corlys, you got any fucking brilliant ideas? And he's like, I defer to the queen's judgment. She's like, you're fucking useless. Get out of my face. And so they all leave. And Massaria is like, so what would your father Viserys do? And Rhaenyra goes, I think we're going to have a banquet. And Massaria is like,
I mean, Viserys did love his parties.
He did, but do you know what? Fine, let's have a banquet. So, oh my God.
Oh God.
Okay.
This scene.
So let me just say, this scene is the knighting of Ulf, Hugh, and Adam.
Yes.
Right. This should have taken place in the throne room, in front of court, with a lot of pomp and circumstance.
Possibly as part of the coronation.
Maybe, yeah. But Rhaenyra has them crowned in like the closet,
the courtyard,
yeah,
basically,
while they're tearing down high tower banners and shit. And it is the most janky thing ever.
She's like, okay, fucking Ulf, how would you like to be styled as a knight? He says,
yeah,
Ulf Targaryen. She says, absolutely not.
Yeah.
What's your next choice?
This look on her face when she is so disgusted by the implication, by the suggestion that he would want to be a Targaryen. She's like, oh, no, try again. And he's like, well, I don't know.
Ulf
then
the White.
Yeah, Ulf the White. And they're like, fine, what the fuck
Great.
ever. Hugh, what's your last name going to be? He's like, well,
I'm a blacksmith by trade. I go by Hugh Hammer. She's like, great, Hugh the Hammer.
Yeah,
that's
you. Sir Hugh the Hammer. Now, remember, we had that fucking dinner the night before with Corlys and his two sons, and Adam is sitting here
thinking, I'm Adam Valerian.
Yeah, he's like, she's gonna knight me, and I'm gonna be Sir Adam Valerian. And she's like, Sir Adam of Hull, and then she won't even look at him.
Yeah,
right.
He's just kind of there. Like,
yeah, he's like,
this
oh,
isn't really
well,
what we talked about, but
I'm
okay,
gonna tell my dad. So, oh my God.
They all kneel, and Daemon pulls out a sword.
Is this not the most threatening knighting you've ever seen?
Is.
Where he puts the blade on his shoulder and he tilts the edge toward his throat.
And
he's
Ulf's just kind of leaning away from it. And he goes, no, he leans away from that.
I swear he almost wobbled it.
I remind you that the Dark Sister, his sword, is a Valyrian steel sword. So like that little turn would have cut him if it was on his skin. So he goes through and he knights all of them and shit. And then Ulf, of course, is unimpressed with the ceremony. Where he's like, is that it? And so Rhaenyra is like, okay, you guys, do you swear to do my shit and never betray me? And they're all like, yes, ma'am. So Hugh runs up afterwards. I think Hugh has the sense not to ask the queen for something that she promised in front of a bunch of people. So he catches up with her right after, and he's like, look, when this whole arrangement started and Vermithor chose me as a writer, you said that my wife and I would be, taken care of. And she's like, oh my God, of course I did.
Yes, fucking, we'll get a house for you.
On Visenya's Hill,
yes.
Which, by the way, is where... okay, since we're talking about this whole scene before with the High Septon, when I was watching this with Matt, I was sitting there like, I'm so glad Cersei blew up the fucking sept.
Yeah.
Game of Thrones. And that
That was
sept,
so satisfying.
yeah, the Great Sept of Baelor ends up being where Visenya's Hill is right now.
Mhm.
It's why I'm bringing it up. So, he was like, yeah, I was supposed to have my wife here, but she left because everyone was starving, and she went to go hang out with her brother in Tumbleton. And she's like, well, fucking
Send for her.
send her an email, tell her to come back home. I'll get you guys put up in a fucking house. And he's like, when exactly will that be happening?
She's like, I don't have very much money right now.
Yeah.
It'll happen as soon as it's possible.
Yeah.
I'm very sorry. Can I please get on with the rest of the job of running the fucking kingdom?
This show gave us a gift of a response to every annoying email we will get, which is, I am awash in dilemmas and deficiencies. Leave me the fuck alone. As she's like, look, after I get my footing, after we figure everything out, of course I'm going to take care of you.
Yes.
Just, give me some time. None of us know what we're doing. We're all flying without a net. So,
And some of us are also operating without any money.
Right. So there is a poignantly honest moment
Mhm.
between so basically Alicent shows up to beg Rhaenyra, or at least a request, that her father's remains be sent back to Old Town and buried next to her mother's. And Rhaenyra's like, of course, yes. Like, that's, and I think maybe there was a petty part of her that was like, no. Fuck that guy. But of course, it's, I mean, you're talking about the two of them have been, we're friends for so long,
Mhm.
and like, of course she's going to say yes. And then she's like, while you're here, since you ruled the Seven Kingdoms pretty much the entire time my father was sick,
How?
how? And like, how do you, like, I just heard petitioners today, and they're all so miserable and sad and shit. What do I do? And then Alicent says, you will have to do things that your heart would have recoiled from. And she's like, in you, there's a door that you must close to their suffering. That is part of the burden of being a ruler of this kingdom, is that you cannot save everyone. And some people just have to fucking die. And Rhaenyra's like, I don't accept that. Like, I get that it will be a struggle, but I'm not going to become a fucking monster. And my father wasn't a monster.
Yeah.
Like, he was a good fucking guy. And probably my favorite line of this episode, Alicent says, your father lived in a world of his own construction. You and I have never set foot there.
Which is fitting for a man whose like life mission was to build that entire
That model set?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. And but also the fact that King's Landing and the system that he ruled over was built for men like him. So he was the ultra privileged class.
Mm-hmm.
And so very little bothered him
Mhm.
ever. And no one ever questioned him. No one, like, he was a white dude. Except they don't really do the racism thing so much in the show. Like,
He was a white-haired dude.
right. Yeah, he's a Targaryen. And he had the leisure of doing whatever the fuck he wanted because he was a man. And she's like, we never had that privilege. So we'll, that's just how it is.
The sense I got from this scene and other interactions is that like Rhaenyra really wishes that she could trust Alicent
Yeah.
and like put her to work.
Right.
Because Alicent represents an incredible amount of knowledge and experience and
Institutional
how
knowledge,
to
yeah.
run
Yep.
the kingdom. And if Rhaenyra could just trust that Alicent was actually on her side, she could make a lot of use of that.
I think she does trust her. I absolutely think that Rhaenyra is like, Alicent is as many things, but she's not a liar. And she, I don't think that she would deceive me. However, Rhaenyra cannot be seen to favor the High Towers.
Yeah.
And so she has to keep Alicent at arm's length, right?
Mhm.
Otherwise, I think that she would have had Alicent on the fucking small council already. If she knew that, like, obviously Alicent would never want that. She just wants to fuck off
Yeah.
with Helena.
She's done with all this.
Yeah. But, like, if Alicent was open to it and it wouldn't have created a PR crisis, I think that she would have been on the small council on day one. Because I think that Alicent convinced her at the end of the second season when she came to Dragonstone and was willing to let her kill Aegon and let her go. I think that Rhaenyra, I think a part of that old friendship between them had kind of rekindled a little bit. And I think that if things were different, then maybe Allison might have been a part of this.
Yeah.
So, Queen Rhaenyra has her banquet.
Yes.
And
She invites all the
fancy
minor nobles and
Yeah.
the rich merchants, and they all come in.
all the fancy pantsy guys. And she's like, guys,
it's so good to see all
yeah,
of you.
it's great. Yeah,
I'm
glad.
so glad you're finally
Yeah.
on my side.
Right. Even it took you guys a long fucking time to speak up and say you wanted a queen, but here we are. No hard feelings.
There's some nervous laughter that goes around.
This fucking guy stands up and is like, well, everyone here will tell you that I mistrusted the Hightower claim, and I was always on your side. Everyone knew it. And you know that this guy was in here like 6 weeks ago, like, fuck Rhaenyra. Fuck her and her fucking blockade and all this other shit. And everyone else is like, oh yeah, me too. Totally. Like we hate Otto Hightower. Hightower was such a dick. So glad you're here. And she's like, well, great. Well, let's have some food now. And the servants bring out their dishes and they put them in front of them, and you don't see what's on it originally, like immediately.
They all just kind of look down and like, what?
You see everyone's reactions, and like the one lady's like, oh my god. And the camera fucking. She is grilled up and seasoned, I think, a bunch of rats.
Yes.
And then, like, there's a side. I don't know if that's like coleslaw or if it's just like rat intestines.
Like rice or something?
Or something. I don't know. They made a proper meal out of this.
Yes.
And
they're like, what the fuck is this? And
we're not eating this. This is
like,
terrible.
This is what all the commoners have been eating for God only knows how long, because you dumbasses have been hoarding all the food.
Yeah. So this is what I've done.
We're not doing that anymore.
Yeah.
While you're all here, my men have gone to all your houses. They have broken open your larders and taken all your food.
Yeah. They've left you with the food that you need.
Yes. The rest we will distribute to the commoners.
Which Rhaenyra as a socialist confirms.
Pretty much, yeah.
I think this is about as socialist as you can expect someone to be in this government type. And I was so happy. I was like, oh my God, it's Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders has become queen of King's Landing. So, we meet Sir Manderley, which, by the way, did you recognize this actor?
I don't think so.
He is in all of the Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. He's the comic relief character. Okay. And do you remember that movie Fanboys?
Vaguely. Yeah.
Where there's the one guy who is sick with cancer, so they're all going to break into Lucasfilm. Yeah. He's the guy that drives the van.
Oh, okay.
He's the guy with the line in that movie, no one calls Han Solo a bitch. It's that guy.
Okay.
So anyway, he's not sitting down.
He's just fucking holding his wine and grinning at her while she's walking out.
Yeah, and he's like,
damn, that was a good trick.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, I can see that we're, maybe we're cut from the same cloth here, but I'll tell you, we are not on the same side, and you wait until these people remember that the reason everyone's going hungry is because of a blockade that you put into place. Anyway, I'm going to twirl my wine. You have a good night, ma'am. And walks away. She's like, oh, we're adding him to the list too. I don't know if I like that guy.
Yep.
So, Daemon and Rhaenyra have a conversation.
They're overlooking all the servants. Like,
they're about to have a big bonfire.
They're tossing all the Hightower symbols, and they're about to burn them all.
Yeah. She orders Daemon to go to the Vale. She's like, look, Lady Longneck Jane promised like a number of swords, like fighting men, and never delivered. So tell her that she can keep her promise by giving us some gold, because we need it really badly. And if you don't give this gold, like, come back with gold, or don't come home, Daemon, because we need this gold so bad. And I love how Daemon's reaction to this is like, I'm gonna love this, aren't I? It's gonna be so much fun. Now, do you recognize the conflict that she's putting Daemon into?
I'm not sure I do.
Well, who is hanging out in the Vale right now?
Sheep Stealer.
And his daughter, Rhaena.
Oh.
So this will almost certainly become a problem.
To be fair, they don't know that Rhaena.
Right, I know that's a part of the reason why it's kind of some clever shit that they're doing.
But Daemon's whole point here is, why the fuck are we bothering with any of this? We have dragons. Let's just go take some gold. Yeah. Like, just go down to, I don't know, Dorne or Essos or wherever. Just fucking take all the gold.
Yeah, his thing isn't let's just go around. His proposition is, you have 6 nuclear ICBMs. First we conquer Dorne, then we conquer Essos, and then we conquer fucking everything.
Isn't there that city on the edge of the world where men have wings? Let's fucking
Let's
go
go there.
there.
Let's conquer them
Yeah.
too. Everybody.
Mhm.
And then we will have an unassailable fucking empire, and our kids will run this shit forever and a day. And she was like, you style us as, you know, marauders and pirates that are fucking our countryside up right now. And he's like, Rhaenyra, you're not listening. I style us as gods. We have nukes.
Yes.
Like, let's be
Let's
gods.
use them.
Yeah. And Rhaenyra is like, that's not who I am.
That's not what I want to do.
It's not who my father was either. And he's like, Rhaenyra, I loved my brother, but your brother was a fucking idiot. And he renounced his dragon, which is true. Viserys was the writer of Balerion the Black Dread, the largest dragon in the world. He stopped writing him because he wanted to be more accessible to the rest of the kingdom, right? Or the 7 kingdoms.
Yeah.
And he's like, what idiot would do that? You know, like, we're fire and blood. Like, this is different. We need to go and take the world. And he, like, they argue about it. They have a cute little thing where they talk to each other, High Valyrian. And then she's
I love this part. He walks out. He's out of frame.
Off
He's
screen.
in the hallway. Calls back. By the way, you need to go stab that kid.
yeah, go kill Daron. She does. I didn't include it in here, but she goes and stands over him while he sleeps for a couple
And
seconds.
like he's got this whittled bird or
Or
whatever.
owl or something. Yeah, barn owl. It's Alice Rivers. All right, so Massaria and Rhaenyra go out in front of the sept, the Great Sept, or just the Big Sept, I guess. There's no Great Sept yet, I don't think. And it's like, you know what? If the faith doesn't want to anoint you, fuck them. This will be your anointing. And they bring out a fucking food cart, and Massari's like, speech. And then so she gives a fucking banger speech about, she's like, I'm the good guy, Aegon's the dickhead.
Yep.
And I'm gonna take care of you guys. You guys are the best.
And by the way, have some free food.
Yeah, have some free food. This is now temporarily in Arby's. And so she and Massaria starts passing out food, and you can tell that this means a lot to Massaria, being able to provide for the small folk and everything.
Yep.
They do have an argument about this before, where like Damon's like, you know that this is just a gesture, right? And she's like, I know, but gestures are important. But I take your point that we have to move beyond
need to
gestures,
fix
right? Yeah.
the underlying problems here.
Corlys confronts Rhaenyra about
It's like,
Adam.
hey, so when you knighted Adam, you dubbed him Adam of Hull, which I thought we had agreed that he was going to be a Valerian.
She's like, I said maybe. And he's like, that will not do.
He's like, look, ma'am, I stood by you for years while everybody was talking about how your sons were illegitimate.
Yeah.
And I was always on your side about this.
Yes.
And now I'm just asking, in one teensy tiny little favor in return, just legitimize my sons.
Yeah, she's like,
just say they're Valerians.
Yeah, and Rhaenyra's like, I have no idea what you're talking about with my sons. What are you talking about? And he's like,
your sons were bastards.
yeah, your son Joffrey is a bastard. Joffrey being her heir.
Yes.
Your son Lucerys, whom I accepted as my heir, was a bastard.
And he's not like being subtle about this. He is saying it very
Well,
loudly.
people hear them.
People hear
Yeah.
it.
Your son Jacaerys lived and died a bastard. And this is that moment where you're like, you're waiting for Daemon to pop out and just cut the top of his head off, just like, because that was his brother.
Yeah.
And Rhaenyra does not know what to say.
Mm-hmm.
And so she just walks away.
I don't get Rhaenyra's argument here that she can't be seen to be favoring any one particular house or anything.
Well, I think she can't be seen to be favoring bastards, which is why I think she had that knighting ceremony kind of like off the books and out of the way, because I don't think she wants to be I think that in her mind might confirm the rumors.
Yeah, I agree that pulling in all the Targaryen bastards and seeing which of them the dragons are interested in kind of opened a can of worms, and I guess.
Well, also most of those guys died, so like, who even really knows about that?
But she's also like there is political pressure in the form of, well, if these commoners can ride dragons, why can't they also be kings like the Targaryens?
Yeah.
So I
basically Rhaenyra has this enormous insecurity about her 3 sons and the fact that she had them with Daddy Strong. So she's really sensitive
they all
about
grew
it.
up to be strong men.
Yeah. This is a political misstep.
Yes.
Honestly, I think that Rhaenyra is not seeing the forest for the trees.
Like it is. Corlys has been one of her staunchest political and military allies for her entire life, basically.
Her best naval men.
Yes.
Also, you don't think that everyone's freaking out right now about the fact that there's a queen for the first time in Westerosi history? That like that's the thing they're going to be like preoccupied with. That they're really going to pay that much attention to this. Like you have broken the wheel already. I don't think it would matter that much. I don't think people have the bandwidth to be to keep track of all this crazy shit that's happening.
I think it would maybe get lost in the shuffle if while she was doing all this other shit, she happened to sit on the throne and say, "By the way, Adam and Alan are Valyrians,"
which is stupid because her argument is the opposite of that. Her argument is, let's wait until everything settles down and then I'll do it. And it's like, girl, do it right now while everyone's freaking the fuck out. Like, you might as well.
Do it while you need Corlys's assistance more than you ever have.
Right. Also, the dude lost his wife and his entire, which is what he says to her. Like, he lost everything. Like, throw him a fucking bone. He deserves it. So, Rhaenyra comes clean with Alicent. She's
By
like,
the way,
I have your son. And she's like, what?
Not the sons that I wanted to stab so much.
Yeah. The one that you didn't raise and is actually kind of a cool guy. That one. So I'm not going to kill him.
I'm just going to send him up to the wall. He's going to take the black, and he'll be no longer a political problem.
Yeah, and Alicent's like, it's funny. I should be more upset about this, but
honestly,
I'm
that
not.
puts him at the least risk of getting stabbed.
Right,
so...
because when you take the black, you are beyond reach of kings and laws. So, like, once you're a brother of the Night's Watch, the law cannot reach you other than the law of the wall. You know. So she's like, well, anyway, would you like to talk to your son? And she's like, yeah, I think I would.
I think I would.
So they go and they're like, hey, your mom's here. And this kid still won't talk.
So Rhaenyra explains what's going on to him and then says, by the way, your mom's here. She wants to talk to you. Just come on in, Alicent.
Yeah. And Alicent walks in, and I love this fucking look where she's like, she looks at him. She's like, the fuck? And then, like,
Rhaenyra starts putting
Rhaenyra watches them watch each other.
You don't know him, do you?
Yeah, she looks at him. She's like, you don't know this boy.
That's not your son.
Yeah, and she's like, no.
Oh my God, who the fuck are you?
She's like, who is that? She's like, I have no idea. I don't know.
She's like, okay, kid, you really need to start talking. What the fuck?
Yeah.
And the kid's like, fucking Ormond Hightower fucking bleached my hair and said that I had to pretend to be the Targaryen kid or else he was gonna fucking
my mom and
kill my mom.
Yeah. So, like, Rhaenyra can't get her head. She's like, what the fuck is it? Why?
Yeah.
Like, why would anyone do this? This is so dumb. And then they're like, there's a dragon tamer at the gate right now. And so Rhaenyra runs out there, and the dragon tamer reports that the Hightower host did not go back to Old Town. They went to Tumbleton and invaded and, like, embedded themselves in the streets.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, Rhaenyra's like, okay, we're going to take dragons down there and burn all of them. And the dragon guy's like,
sure
yeah,
you really want to burn all your people
at
the same time?
He's like, Tumbleton is mostly just innocent people. Like, and Rhaenyra just cannot, like, from a tactical perspective, she's just like, why the fuck is this happening? I think what she says is, my arm is long. He cannot think he can't think that he'll possibly win this. So to what end is this happening? I don't understand. And this is like the last shot of the show, by the way, really cool. this is obviously setting up an enormous problem for Rhaenyra, which is that Hugh Hammer's wife is in Tumbleton.
Ooh, yeah.
And he is not going to go and burn Tumbleton for
Yeah.
her. Like if she were to order it, he wouldn't do it.
Mhm.
So we have that conflict brewing. We have Daemon going to the Vale where his daughter and sheep stealer are like living off the land or
Yeah.
whatever. In fact, there's from the trailer for next week, some production stills of Lady Longneck Jane sitting on the throne that in the Vale that what is her name? Lady Erin.
Lady Erin.
Yeah, Lady Erin. When she's breastfeeding her 14-year-old kid or
Mhm.
whatever. Yeah. Like that same like weird tree stump throne or whatever. It's a little bit of nostalgia.
The moon door.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. In fact, I bet we get a nice healthy shot of the moon door in camera for like a good second or two. Like, you remember the moon door, guys?
Well, there's that. There's also Aemond is presumably still out there.
Somewhere. I know in the production stills we see Alice Rivers.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure where that goes. If she's feeling spurned enough by Daemon, she might start thinking, well, what if I maybe start cozying up to some other people that might promise me Harrenhal.
There's also Aegon and Laren Strong.
Larys.
Larys.
They are
lurking around.
They're on their way to Rook's Rest. And I'm pretty sure, so they report that Bela on a recon run went to Rook's Rest and said she saw Sunfire's rotting corpse. I don't think that was Sunfire. I think it's her grandmother's dragon Meleys. And I have a feeling Sunfire is still alive. Because
I think they would recognize Meleys because they cut off Meleys' head.
Yeah. She could have been flying kind of high. I don't know. I don't think Sunfire's dead.
Okay.
He was still breathing. In fact, the last status update we had on Sunfire was Sir Crispy Cole in the second season when he comes back from that battle, and he tells Alicent that Sunfire was long in the dying, but that he had not died yet when they left. So I think there's in fact, that's, again, I have not read Fire and Blood. I don't know what happens, but wouldn't that be an interesting thing to write, is if you had a melted, disfigured Aegon and a severely injured dragon going on their own like revenge tour.
Yeah, maybe.
You know? So yeah, I don't know. That is the end of the show today. We'll be back next week to talk about some more House of the Dragon and some more Star Wars stuff if anything comes up. So thanks for joining us, Matt. Thanks for being here as well.